So, obviously the entrepreneur journey is always full of ups and downs along the way. So, we always like to have our guests share, something that happened that maybe was awesome and surprising and good, and maybe something that you encountered that was like, huh, I didn't realize that was going to come up. How do I deal with that? So, kind of give us that little juxtaposition of highs and lows for you.
Sure. So something exciting for us, well, I think would be when we went on Shark Tank. It felt like our product isn't the typical product to be or company to be featured on Shark Tank. Oftentimes they're not apparel driven, they're more CPG products. So for us, it was such a amazing journey to really refine our brand story. We were the first pitch on the show, and it was the first ever live Shark Tank episode. So that was just such like an interesting pressure cooker of an experience that obviously had us exposed to so many people that we otherwise would never have the opportunity to. The reach of that show is just huge. And then to have the kind of opportunity to discuss with all the sharks in the room and have their feedback on our business. So that was really incredible. Something that hasn't gone our way, I'd say we did set up, so back to our composting, we did set up a compost club, a take back program for people who don't have access to a compost, which in America is common. I know things are changing, but not everyone does. And so we wanted to still offer that as an outlet. And we had this incredible partner who decided again to take a chance on us and take our products after we kind of sanitize them, shred them, prepare them for compost, and do the larger composting for us on a farm. Um, Once we had that set up, I was very excited. And then probably a couple months later, they shut down their farm and moved to another state. So they moved out of California. And so that was really heartbreaking because I love this partner. She really felt like she understood the mission, and it was almost a no-brainer for her, the woman who ran this farm, where she was like, "Oh yeah, I get it. Bring all the products and we can do this for you." So finding a new partner, I would say took a long time, and it's very unusual to be composting garments, let alone underwear, a lot of questions. Not everyone's willing to take a chance. So restarting that kind of program and take back was really important to me. And again, I think it just took conversations, finding the right people who believed in the vision, and adjusting our operations slightly in order to accommodate the new partner.
It's true. It's like sometimes when partnerships end for whatever reason, you're like, "Oh, how am I gonna find somebody else?" And you know what? Truthfully, there's always someone else. You just have to make those connections. So I'm glad that that is still part of the conversation because I think that's also an awesome idea. A little bit of logisticals going on in there, but you're right. Not everybody has access to composting,
Yeah.
and the more they get familiar with it, the more comfortable they'll be with it. In all aspects of it. Luckily for me, living in West Hollywood, we have a citywide composting program. So we have a bin that's available to all residences, whether you're in an apartment building or single family home, and you just throw anything in the composting bin that's compostable. And then they just take it away for you. So we don't have to worry about, storing or what are we going to do with the compost afterwards or how do you turn it into actual compost? Because
Yep.
it's one thing to throw it in the bin. It's a little couple more steps to make it actual compost. So I love that, that there's citywide things like that, but you're right for other people who don't have access to that. It's a little bit more education, like how do you do that? But we're getting there. We're getting there. And listen, I think social media for all of the flack that it gets, I think in a lot of ways really helps people learn about things like that. And I love it for that. So, I'm still very pro social media for many reasons. But with that said, I know that people listening to the show want to check out your product, want to see what it's all about. So tell everyone where they can find you. And I think you said earlier we might have a discount code, which I'm excited about.